The Last Jedi. Is it a complete misrepresentation of Star Wars, or is it something that rebuilds it in a whole new way? I'm going to discuss it here now. Please be aware, lots and lots and lots and lots of spoilers.
How you get so big getting food of this kind?
So while the general public continues to just throw money at The Last Jedi, the fan base has been fairly divided. Some have The Last Jedi as their favorite, some say that it's an absolute insult to the Star Wars universe. Honestly, I was pretty conflicted about it at first, but now having seen it again and spending a lot of time discussing it, I think I'm finally able to express how I feel about it. But why is that? What is it about this film that has us all so divided? I think it's that the moral of the story for The Last Jedi is something that's seemingly very different from anything we've seen in Star Wars so far. What is that moral? No one is Luke Skywalker. Alright, to explain what I mean, we have to go all the way back to The Force Awakens. The Last Jedi stands accused of undoing everything that Episode 7 did. It answers questions that were set forth, but in the simplest way possible, and it took everyone in a different direction. It took the legendary Luke Skywalker, the man who's a myth, and made him a cowardly, cranky old hermit. But did it really? I don't think that The Last Jedi undoes The Force Awakens. I do think it undoes the legend of Luke Skywalker, and perhaps it really needed to. The Force Awakens puts our heroes on a pedestal. Han was a smuggler again, Leia was at war again, our heroes were off doing what we hoped they'd be doing, their lives were romanticized, and none more so than Luke's. A man so mysterious and powerful that the entire First Order wanted him dead. Snoke is driven to find him, Kylo is driven to find him, and little did they know if they had just stayed out of it, Luke probably would have stayed on that island forever. On our journey to find Luke Skywalker, we follow Rey. Rey, who wants so badly to be somebody. Someone who isn't just a scavenger. She talks about her family all of the time. She keeps waiting for them to return, to take her off Jakku so they can come back and make her important. Then she meets Han. What if Han's her father? We all thought it, but guess what? So did Rey. Then perhaps Luke is her father. Again, we all thought it, but so did Rey. Kylo says this in The Last Jedi, that she was always looking for her family. First in Han Solo, then in Luke Skywalker. But did we follow the same line of questioning because it was obvious, or did we follow it because we were empathizing with Rey? Yeah, you have lines in the script, like when Maz asks, "Who's the girl?" Or when Kylo's like, "What girl?" And it seems like the rest of the film is putting an importance on who she is, but, you know, maybe they just wanted to know who the girl was. Maybe Maz just wanted to know why Han Solo had a kid palling around with him. Maybe Kylo wanted to know who this random person was that was keeping him from a droid. Was there actual meaning to these questions, or were we putting it there because we needed Rey to be important? Let me ask you this. Are Finn's parents important? Are Poe's? Are Snoke's? Are Phasma's? Or Maz's? Are Kenobi's? Or Palpatine's or Dooku's? Have you ever really needed to know where any of them came from? Rey's parents seemed important because they were important to Rey. Yes, the script of The Force Awakens makes Rey's parents seem important, but it makes them seem important because they're important to Rey, not because they're important to The Force Awakens. So now we come to The Last Jedi. We have the scene we waited 2 years to see. Rey would talk to Luke and we would get our answers, and we would know our hero has worth. We would know she's a Skywalker or a Kenobi. We knew she had value, we just didn't know whose value yet. But the truth was, Rey has her own value. But Rey needs to let go. She needs to be a hero because she is one, not wait around for her parents to make her feel worthy. She is worthy because the Force picks her, just like it picked any other hero in the Star Wars saga. When she starts believing that and letting go and becomes the hope others have, that's when she starts really being a hero. The Force Awakens is a fun adventure. It's the beginning and we have our heroes and we want to see them again and we want them to be something for us, but they're people and they're fallible. Han doesn't save his son. Leia doesn't save the Republic. Luke Skywalker is just on an island. Luke doesn't have a legacy. He's a mythical hero we've built up for decades, and no one could live up to it. He failed and couldn't bounce back, and it was only after he truly accepted his failure that he could move on. When he saves the day, he is literally an illusion of himself, because the perfect, all-saving human doesn't exist. Similarly, look at Ben Solo. If anyone in Star Wars has a pedigree, it's him. The grandson to Darth Vader and a former queen, the son of 2 rebellion heroes. He can't break free of his past. He lives in the shadow of his family because he can't find value in himself. He can only find value in being the next Darth Vader and the next hero for the new empire. This is a film about letting go of what you think you need to be in order to be a hero. But you might say Star Wars is all about the myth. It's all about the hero. George Lucas literally designed Star Wars around the myth of the hero. So if The Last Jedi is saying our myths aren't real, isn't that undoing Star Wars? Isn't that blasphemy to Star Wars? Is that really what it's saying, though? In the end, Luke Skywalker, the myth, the legend, the Jedi Master, stands on the sands of Crate. It doesn't matter that the real Luke Skywalker, the farm boy and failure, sits on a rock in Octo, pushing his body to its last. The boy in the stable is inspired by the myth of Luke Skywalker, the man who faced down the First Order and who fought Kylo Ren, not the man who lived on an island. Yes, The Last Jedi says our heroes are an illusion, but it also says we need those illusions. We need those myths. We need Luke Skywalker. But if we don't understand and remember that they're myths, we put too much emphasis on the figure and not what the figure is meant to inspire. No one can be Luke Skywalker, including Luke Skywalker. But we can all do our best to be him. Star Wars wasn't made so we could all wish we had Luke Skywalker in our lives. Star Wars was made so we could be inspired to be a Luke Skywalker in someone else's life. Are there plot holes in The Last Jedi? Absolutely. Are there parts I wish were done better? Yes. Are there parts I wished were used better? Absolutely. Was most of the movie surrounding a ship floating through space? Yeah. But so was The Empire Strikes Back. It's not a perfect film, and I'm not saying that this moral undoes any other technical aspect of the film that might have been done better. What I'm saying is the theme and the moral to this story isn't that unlike the moral we've had in other Star Wars stories. In the past, Star Wars has always been about not becoming the evil you set out to destroy. Anakin's failure taught us that. But this film is the opposite side of the same coin. We mustn't let our anxiety or fear about who we are or who we aren't stop us from being what we're trying to create. The failure of Luke Skywalker taught us this. The Last Jedi doesn't rewrite Star Wars. It completes Star Wars. So that's what I have. That's what I got from The Last Jedi, and that's what's really inspired me since seeing the film. I hope some of that resonated with you. Go ahead and tell me about how wrong I am. That's perfectly fine. Follow the link to Port Haven. We're having a really great discussion with a lot of people who disagree with me. I would love to hear your thoughts as well. Until next time, keep it real and fly casual.
Cooking can be fun.